my channel. My name is Selena Diaz, and well, as you can see from the name, anyway. Okay, so for my first video, this is gonna be about working at Blaze Pizza. So, for those of you who don't know what Blaze Pizza is, it's like a Subway, but for pizza. Yeah. So let me just start off by saying what it was like working at Blaze Pizza. Uniforms are simple. It's just this shirt and any kind of blue jeans you want to wear, plus the work shoes required, and a hat, which a name tag on it. The cool thing about the hat was you could add anything you wanted on there. I used to have something on here, but somebody lost it. But I used to have something on here. It was a Harry Potter pin. It said Muggle. Super cute, super awesome. I got it from Universal and it was pretty cool. So yeah, that's the best thing about the hat. You can decorate it with whatever pins you want other than your name. So it was always busy. It was always busy. Like these lines were long, and it was always busy, which it wasn't a problem for me because I like work. I liked working, so it was pretty cool. We always had fundraisers too, so it was always packed, definitely, obviously. And you had to know what Blaze stand for, but I still don't know what that is. And they really try to get me to know what it is, but no. Like my shifts would be, normal shifts after school on weekdays. It'd be like, what was it, like 5 to close. Half the time they had me close, or it would be 5 to 10:30. 10:30 is when we close, but they'd have me, what I mean by close is like stay afterwards and do what you gotta do, Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you about the people now. Not using names, not gonna, like, I'm just gonna tell you about them. I met some good people there that were pretty cool and funny, welcoming. I became good friends with them, maybe because they were close to my age. Basically everyone there was close to your age. It was like really everyone there was teens. It was barely any adults there, which, whatever. It was pretty cool because we were all in the same struggles, all in school, all doing the same thing, so we kind of related more in a way. Yeah, but there were some people I liked a lot there, but there were some people I didn't like. Now, these people I didn't like, I'm not gonna use their names, but there was this one person. Let's call her, I don't know what to call her. Why is it so hard? I'm just thinking of a name. You know what? Let's just call her Sarah. Is there a Sarah working there? You know what? If there's a Sarah working there, I'm not even targeting a different. I'm just saying Sarah, because whatever. So, Sarah. She made it obvious she didn't like me. People saw she did not like me. I saw she did not like me. But you know what? I didn't care. In the beginning, sure. After that, no. She was one of the managers there, and she was always on my butt. She was always there. Always behind me. Always seeing when I'm doing something wrong. Always correcting me. Always criticizing me. It was constant. It was annoying. She was chill with everyone else. But with me, no. And dare I ask her to have a free pizza to bring home to my family? No. She just disliked me, and it was obvious. And there were some times that she got on my nerves. There's some times when oh my god, there's some times when you just want to just take out your anger and yell at them or say something back with attitude. But as an employee and as working, you just can't do that. Especially because she was one of the managers in training and also someone I had to answer to. So you just can't do that. You just have to deal with it. And it's hard. It's really hard to just deal with it sometimes. There would just be times where she got on me for the most littlest things, or right now I'm really trying to rack my brain for something that got on my nerves. And no, but there's one thing that this person did all the time. Woo, Sarah, oh my god. She would always try to catch me in a lie, right? So there have been times where I've called out of work, yes. There's been times where I honestly, genuinely had reasons to not come to work. Like, I really did. There was times I called out was really because I couldn't come to work. Probably one maybe 1 or 2 times that I called out, it was probably for my own reasons, just because I didn't want to go, because I got tired of working there at some point, again, from the dining situation and the people there and the environment, and it was just, I ended up hating my job. So, but there were these times I had to call out because I'm very forgetful. And what you're supposed to do is, tell them ahead of time if you need time off, basically, right? Of course, it's a responsible thing to do, and sometimes I'd be irresponsible and I would forget to tell them. So twice I had SAT. I needed to get to these SAT things, right? The first time I was scheduled to work and I had forgotten to call out, and I told them, hey, I'm taking the SAT, like, I'm not saying I can't come in, but I can maybe do a later shift or whatever. They had me working in the afternoon. It's on a Saturday, and I'm like, I have SAT. It's not gonna be over till 12. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get home because my school was 30 minutes away at the time. And this girl, Sarah, she literally would just, like, in front of my boss, like in front of the manager, like the actual boss, she would really just sit there trying to, like, make it seem like I'm lying. Like, she would sit there like, well, why didn't you say this before? And what else did she say? Oh my god. She asked me why didn't I say it before. She was saying, like, where is it? She was questioning the scores. Like, she was like, haven't you passed already? And I'm like, no, that's why I'm taking it again. But I had to say it in a respectful way. I'm trying my hardest not to be disrespectful. So I'm just like, no. I'm taking it again for my own health. Of course, I didn't pass the last time. I have to take it again. So, yeah. And then I didn't pass that time. So the next time, like a month later, not even a month later, like a couple weeks later, they had another one. I had to attend that one because I didn't pass the last one. So I'm telling my manager again because, again, I forgot to call out. So I'm telling him about it. And she comes in again talking about, didn't you already take it? And I'm like, yeah, I already took it. I didn't pass. She's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, what score do you need? And I'm like, you need a 430 or whatever. Like, both your tests need to add up to a 430 or something, 430 or above. And then she's like, oh no, that's not true. I'm pretty sure the test scores were this. She was really arguing with me about the test scores. And I'm like, why are you arguing with me about the test scores? I don't understand. Like, I'm telling you, I needed a 430. I didn't succeed. Trying to call me out. Like, and when she left, I was looking at the manager like, oh, I'll bring you proof. Like, it was to the point where he was looking at me, questioning me, like, as if I was just calling out just to call out. I'm like, you want proof? I'll bring my test ticket. I'll bring it Saturday. Like, I was so mad. I was frustrated. I was annoyed. I was so annoyed. And the thing is, I feel like she always put me on dine on purpose because she was always one of the managers to make the schedule of where our positions are going to be. She's got on my nerves. So the people there, they were pretty cool. Just her, a really good friend of hers is pretty cool sometimes, but sometimes this girl really gave attitude, and then I just took it. But there's this one other girl, I don't know, I'm going to call her Erica. I hope there's not an Erica really at that restaurant. Okay, so Erica, she just always had an attitude. She thought she was better than everyone else. Like she thought she was too good to say hi. Like, I'd be saying hi to her all the time. She'll walk right past me like she didn't see me. She'll ignore me. There were some days where she'll be nice. If she's in the restaurant with her friends, she was, oh, hi, when I said hi. But when we're working, she didn't talk to me. She didn't look my way. She was rude. She was so disrespectful. She had attitude all the time. And it was mainly with me and one other person. Like, it was something else. Like, there was this time where she was working dine, right? And I'm getting off of work. I'm off of work, and I'm sitting at the table. I know this is wrong, okay? I know this is wrong. This is one of the pettiest things I've done. One of the pettiest things. I'll make a video about that another time, about petty things I've done. But I'm sitting at a table, and, I'm eating my pizza. I'm out of work. She's on dine. I said hi. She ignored me. So you know what I did? I made the table a mess on purpose. Spilled my drink, throwing my pizza, yada. But seriously, Blaze was an experience, and how I stopped working there, I quit / I was fired. It was kind of like he was firing me, and it was kind of like I was saying, well, I'm leaving. So it was neutral, because of the way I would call out of work a lot. Obviously, that catches up to me, obviously, and definitely don't do that. don't call it work a lot, at least not when you first start working there. But yeah, my next job would definitely be better. Yeah, I was working there from October to January, so not that long. Yeah, I came into work and he asked me. He said that he doesn't want me to work there, but that's not what he said straight up, but that's what he meant. And he was saying, well, you tell me what you want to do, and if you're serious, I'll put you on a schedule. If you're not, let me know. And I'm just like, no, because like at that point in January, I had just moved into a new place, and the restaurant was like 30 minutes away from me anyway. It just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the travel of all the city bus I had to take, or the travel, cars, gas, and to go to a place that I hated working. And that's something you should never do. Don't work at a place you don't like, because then it's gonna be depressing. It's gonna suck. Like, I know you need the money, but find something that you will at least somewhat enjoy, so it doesn't feel like work, so you love going there. You know what I mean? It was dreadful walking to work. When I got to the door, I always rolled my eyes. It was like, whew, okay, here we go, God gave me strength. I don't want to fight Sarah. I hope this person doesn't get on me today. Customers were pretty cool. I never had issues with any customers. There was one customer, I had a germophobic customer that really came in and caused some stuff. Like, this one time, I had dropped a marker on the floor, and as order taker, you know, we take it on paper, and I had gloves on, but I dropped the marker on the floor, and I picked up the marker, and I continued to write on the paper, and I was new during this point. Like, this is about like 2 weeks in, maybe, and it was a fundraiser, so it was a lot of kids, parents, and like, she saw me drop the marker and pick it up, and the pizza kind of goes on top of the paper, but not really on top of the paper. It's more like half on the paper. Like, the pizza's there, you just kind of shove the paper in a little bit, so it has the name of the order, what they want, etc. Yeah, so I dropped the marker, I picked it up, I continued to write on the paper, and she said I had to throw away the order I was working on because I had touched something on the floor and came back up and touched the paper, which I guess makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. So I had to throw it away. So I threw it away, whatever. I forgot to change my gloves. So I was touching the other orders, and I was arranging them in a way, and she was like, now you gotta throw all those out. Like, she was really paying attention to me. And I was just like, okay, so oh jeez, it was a mess. We had to throw away all the orders. We had to throw away the orders I was working on. She like had me like replace the markers. Like, this girl, like, it was never enough for her. It was like the more we fixed, the more she wanted. Like, it was really, all my employers were looking at me like, you're brave, because I was sitting there just like, okay ma'am, okay, I understand, have a good day, enjoy your pizza, la la la. I don't know how I kept my patience and my cool, but I was so frustrated. So, Blaze was a struggle, but yeah, so thank you for watching my first video. I know half of this video was probably a train wreck, and I lost my words a lot, and you know what? It's okay, because it's my first one. Eventually I will get better. Yeah. So, like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe. Like, can you just imagine if everyone who watched this hit the subscribe button? Man, the dream work. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how to end this video, so. Ain't going back and forth with you now. I'm living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you now. You got a lot to be smiling for. So what the f you be wildin'?
Bye, have a great time.